Yeah, part 4 starts off with double rainbow action. Boo! Okay, what's up? Alright, part 4 on the beast. You can see I've been trying to work with this damn thing. Can't really see it, I don't think. But yeah, so I've started in here, guys. It's in the end. That's what it looked like. I only needed 220 in the end, so you can just get 220 on your sander and it'll get most of it out. Now the good thing about being inside is that you just sand it back and then don't need to prime it or anything. You just smash it over with paint, just feather everything out. I'll show you how to do feathering. But yeah, basically feathering is you just sand it out a bit. Just keep sanding out past until it like fades out, or else you'll end up with a gangster as dip and your paint look like shit. So all that same thing, you just feather it out. So here's what it looked like basically on the left hand side. But yeah, so this bonnet has been treated now. Wrong side. See if I can get it. Where is it? So you can see the rust, where the rust used to be, has gone black from the treatment. So I'll etch that, and yeah, I'll show you how to do etch, because there's a difference between just etch and etch primer. So I've been working on that again. Got rid of most of that. Just got all in there to get rid of. Sanding this engine bay. So again, just because it's been etch primed, this engine bay. I don't like etch primer because you kind of can't see where you've been sanding, but you just basically scuff it back. You don't need to go too handy. You just have to give it a little scratch up really, and it's done. There's the difference, I guess, with etch primer and primer. You just give it a scuff back, because normally you'd put etch primer or etch on bare steel. So another thing I've done is I've actually cleaned all the, well, I haven't done that bit there, but cleaned all the paint off because it had surface rust on it, and took it all off. So it's all pretty shiny in there now. Gee, that's what it looked like before. So yeah, just that wire brush, because most people will just spray canned whatever and it'll just come off with a wire brush. The main cost, member, so someone removed, if you know, familiar with Mazdas, they usually have these frickin' things, one there and one across. This side was removed, this side wasn't, and I took that off. You don't really see them because of the extractors, but I just like that look of it not there, so I removed them. And that, yeah, it's a mission, because normally they're spot welded, which you can kind of see those two divots, one there, one there. And what you do is you get your one of these bad boys again. I've nearly killed this thing, and you just grind those out, and then you chisel out into here and it'll all pop out. But these had like 3. So pretty much, I won't even go there. But yeah, this is something I haven't charged the owner of. It was just something I want to personally do. So this, as you can see, all that used to look like that. So what I did is what I just showed you with that grinder thing, is you smooth it all out, just keep grinding, smooth it out, and shape it. That one's going to stay there because that one's there, and what I'll do is I'll probably put a little bit of filler in there just to smooth it out, and that one I'll grind back like that so it's all uniform all the way along there. But in here again, there's surface rust under the etch primer. See, there's a bit there, so it all had to come off. It needs to come out. You can't just frickin' leave it. Oh, like this side. It may look harmful, but you need to get rid of it, because it'll just, as I said, cancer. Rust is like cancer, will just keep growing and growing and just keep coming back. as you can see, it's all the way in there as well. It's all that needs to come out, no matter what. You need to get rid of it. So in here I've been on machine grind, whatever the fuck thing is, just make that a little bit more universal. I guess with a hole saw it can be a pain to try and get right, but on different angles you won't even notice. I'm just going to clean that bit up and just make it a little bit cleaner, even though you're not going to notice it. But see, that one came out mint because it was straight down, just a little bit pedantic. Yeah, I get a little bit pedantic on things like this, but it's because it's going to get airbrushed. Might as well make it a little bit clean. But yeah, so most of this is done. In here I've etched, primed. That was all surface rust and really ugly. I may have filmed it in another video. I may not. But yeah, it's all gone now. So that's done. That's usually where the battery box is. And one of the battery boxes, it gets ugly from batteries that weep. And which you don't even notice, but they do. And they rust out. But yeah, engine bay's nearly done. As soon as it's done, I'll clean up all this. Someone's gone handy on the etch primer and gone all over those. I may do a thing to get rid of that. But yeah, just got to sand that thing up. Looks like it's been spray painted, so wire brush again. And I'll wire brush that just so it's all clean, so when I paint it, it's all smooth. But yeah, again, under here it was all surface rust. As I said, you may find one little bit, but you always got to go further because it spreads. Same with all that, so I've got all that to clean up. But yeah, it's things that, you know, an owner can say, oh no, it's sweet, just leave it, but fuck me, it'll come back and bite you in the ass. So that's nearly all gone. It's got to clean all those. I've cleaned all that up. It's got in there to do. And yeah, so I'll show in a minute how to use that disc to clean that up and leave that. And then what I'll do is I'll leave all that. It doesn't matter because it's the back of the engine, no one ever sees it. And I might just clean that up a bit. But yeah, all this is done. Look at that, it's like freaking new, mate. How cool is that? So yeah, I'll get rid of all that. I'll show how to do that, how quickly and easy it is, and I'll be ready to paint. They'll probably just go zinc black because that's the best thing you can do with those things. Just leave them alone. So yeah, so also another thing is that I'll show how to attack these things. Now it's just spot rust. These things, these little things, they can be worse than most rust because they'll keep coming back. So yeah, they're gonna get, I'll attend to those frickin' things. There's quite a few of them. So what I might do is first 220 all this and then attack those. Or I'll attack them first. But yeah, I'll film that in a moment too. But yeah, things I just need to attend to. So again, once that door's done, I can spot prime, and then I can put my gold down to do that. Also, I might have to do something else, which I'm just thinking of. I'm just trying to work it out. But yeah, we're getting there. As soon as it's done, I can attack the boot, and then I'll attack the other side, and then be ready to start putting colour down. This niggly bits. Yeah, let's check out this next part of the video. Okay, so here is probably what's going on. So I mentioned all these little rust specks on this bonnet. I've 220 the whole thing down. Now, when you're attacking these things, you honestly have to get rid of them. They may look harmless, but I'll show you in a minute how bad they can be looked underneath. So see that little thing there? You can normally, some kits would be just sand it down and just give them a quick sand and then 2K prime over them. But yeah, what will happen is that this stuff under here will keep spreading under your paint and primer, and because it's on the flat top side of the vehicle, it'll actually start over time, in a couple of years, start blistering back through. That's the last frickin' thing you need. So I'll be actually hitting these to get rid of them completely with this again. Seems to be the tool of the week. What I'll do is I'll wire brush one of these small ones to show how bad they can actually be underneath. So put that jam. Oh, that was cool. So I'll just wire brush that and I'll show you. So that little speck was all that underneath. So you can imagine, right, that one's probably like all the way around here. So yeah, even like the little spider rust spots can be your worst enemy. See, look at that one, and that was like that size there. So yeah, so what I do is I smash them with that. I just did it with a wire brush. I can show you what it looks like underneath. But yeah, you just need to get rid of them. And it's a pain because this bonnet looked really good, but it has a few motherfuckers everywhere. So yeah, what I'll do is get rid of all them and then etch them, and then most likely just fill them in. The skim bog it all, it's way easier, because I mean if I try and 80 it, it's it end up just being a bare metal bonnet. I just want to save some time. So over here I've DA'd the door, block sanded it. So now I know I've got a high here, so I'll smash that in with a hammer and get this door into shape. So all this is a low, but yeah, it's getting there. But as you can see where the used to have rubber strips all the way along there, all these are lows, 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 all the way along. It really sucks. So now I've got to skim all that, block that first, and then I will check this area once I knock that in and give it another skim full. It's out of it because the door actually has like a fold from here down to there, so this is nearly flat, kind of a curve in it. So yeah, I've got to try and get all that along there. It's got to be uniform, it's got to look right just for how it's going to be airbrushed. But yeah, there's some things you just can't get away with, but then there's things you can a lot. Also, a tip for sanding is be sure you sand as much as you can inside all these bits on all cars, because this is the area that's most likely, if the prep is bad, will start peeling off and flaking. So yeah, all these bits up in the rubbers all the way along there. Now normally you can pull these rubbers out, but because these are quite old, I've left them in there because I don't want them cracking even more. So that's why I've taped it to the shape where it's split. So that in there, that dirt, I've got to sand all that out. So yeah, just be sure you sand all your edges. Edges are the key. The big areas, you know, paint's pretty much always going to stick there, but all these bits is the most likely where it'll start coming off, which is yeehaw. So the engine bay, yeah, I showed you that yesterday. I might just do that after. What I'll show you is etching. So I just use that sheet from Resine, the etch primer. So yeah, the thing with etch is a lot of people, as you can see here, it's been smashed in the car, like, but you don't really need to do that with etch. Best way to apply etch, as I'll show you on the steel here, is get this frickin' thing to work. Best way, dust coat. All you need to do with etch primer is just a dust coat. And that's it. It's done. You know. So then you can put primer over it or whatever. If you're going to paint straight over it, then you can put it, you know, you can fill it in. So yeah, but that's it, like etch, primer, you know, less is best. So it's the same with all this stuff. You know, once I've flared it out, you know, sanded it out, I'll just put a dust coat of etch on there, and then I'll put bulb over it. Doesn't need to be thick. Same with the rust underneath. That's just going to get a dust coat, then it'll be 2K primed, and that'll be your sealant. So yeah, etch primer, you don't need to go handy with it. See, that's gone handy. Yeah, just a dust coat on bare steel. Always chuck some etch down. It just protects it and stops it from rusting underneath. Once oxygen gets to it and stuff. So yeah, smash some more of this out. This is a quick part 4 of this, some jibber jabber for doing these rust spots and etching. So hopefully I'll sand all that down and then I'll be ready to prime. That's when the magic will start happening on this side anyway. So yeah, cheers for this one. Oh, and I'll show you how to grind that patch out, that bit of steel in the engine bay actually. So I'll get that ready, hey? Do that for you too. You can see it's a little bit nicer now. So what I'll do is just put some, I'll clean that up. I need 2 hands. But you know, just put a little bit of filler in there, smooth that out, and I'll do it to that side as well because that cap's actually quite big. I could try and spend a little bit longer filling that in, grinding it back, but nah. Sweet, but yeah, fuck, the thing looks way better. So does that. So I'll wire brush all the stuff, all that. As I fill in there and that's done. So the engine bay is nearly sanded. But yeah, this is the boring stuff that, you know, people don't want to see, but this is what's involved. So what I'll do is I'll skim that, fill that in, and then away, and I'll attack this bonnet. Then, yeah, as I said before, prime. Just want to start getting some colour on. So yeah, once I've primed, again I'll show you what I'm going to do with the primer, and then start laying down this colour for pinstripe and see if I can do this other bit. But yeah, see how that goes. Anyway, cheers for part 4. Not a very interesting video, this one, but hey, I'm sure from part 5 the action will start happening. Too much, everyone. Peace out.